What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to LTQ Wrestling Crew YouTube channel. I am BDJ. Going to give my predictions for AEW All in Texas, the biggest AEW show of the year. Now, I don't watch AEW every single week. I do know a lot of the talent there. I do tune in and keep up with it, but I do not watch it all the time because there's just so much wrestling on during the week with me watching the NBA and watching MLB and watching other stuff and working. You guys know how it is. There's just not enough time for all this, especially wrestling, because there's always wrestling going on throughout the week. But it's going to be a big time show. There's a lot of big matches on this show. I know a lot of fans aren't always the biggest supporters of AEW and how they do business and Tony Khan, how he books shows and everything. But this show could be one of their better pay-per-views. And usually AEW delivers on their premium live events when it comes to match quality. Now, stories could definitely debate whether AEW is the best storytelling type of company. They're more for the wrestling fans, like the diehard in the ring fans, most of you guys know. So let's get into these predictions. So first match, we got Adam Cole against Kyle Fletcher for the TNT title. Now, I think this match is going to be really good. Now, I know last time these two had, I think, interaction in the ring, they had that really scary power bomb on the apron where Adam Cole just completely missed it and almost hit his head on the apron. Like, that was scary. That could have been very fatal. Hopefully they make up for that. Both these guys are excellent workers. Adam Cole, obviously the champion. Kyle Fletcher, I'm a huge fan of. I think Kyle Fletcher can do big things in the wrestling business if he hadn't already. I'm just glad to see him moved on from the Will Ospreay feud because I feel like that just dragged on and on and on. Now he can move on and do some other things. And this match is tough because I wouldn't be surprised if they put the title on Kyle Fletcher here. Like, they're very high on him, as they should be. He's the future of that company. But Adam Cole's very good as well. You know, his AEW tenure has been filled with injuries and odd booking, and it just hasn't went the way I don't think Adam Cole in AEW has hoped. He's been a solid TNT champion, but I'm going to predict Kyle Fletcher wins this match. I think he's going to get this win, and they're going to start pushing him as this young TNT champion and let him hold the title for a while, which I think will be the right decision. Kyle Fletcher has all the talent in the world, and Adam Cole doesn't really need the title right now. Like, if he drops it, he can move on to something else that's not really going to hurt him. So I'm going to go Kyle Fletcher gets the win. So next match, we have the tag team titles on the line. I didn't put that in the banner. Jet Speed, which is Kevin Knight and Mike Bailey against the Hurt Syndicate. Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin against the Anarchy, I believe what they're called. Christian and Nick Wayne. Hurt Syndicate's going to retain this match. I mean, they're too hot right now to lose. Jet Speed's probably going to take the pin. Either Nick Wayne's taking the pin or Kevin Knight's taking the pin. And I like everybody in this match. I think, again, this will be a very good wrestling match. Probably a lot of fast-paced speed from Jet Speed. Obviously, their name is Jet Speed. They're going to be really – both these guys are incredible workers. They work fast. And you have the Hurt Syndicate, just the veterans who are going to work at their own pace and dominate through power. And you have Christian, another veteran, who's going to be sneaky and, technical. And you have Nick Wayne, the youngest guy in the match, I believe, unless Kevin Knight's younger. I believe it's Nick Wayne, who's just going to go out there and showcase. So I think this match benefits all these teams involved. Even though I don't like how they booked Jet Speed, I heard they got dominated 3 straight times or something by the Hurt Syndicate. It was just weird booking. But I like Mike Bailey and Kevin Knight. I think I'm just happy to see them both doing something on this show. Mike Bailey's one of the best, and Kevin Knight has a bright future, hopefully in AEW. I know his booking hasn't been great, but we'll have to see. But I predict Hurt Syndicate retain the tag titles. There's no need for them to drop the belts right now. So another tag team match. And in-ring wise, if you like fast pace and spots and kickouts and just everything you can imagine being done in one match, this match is for you. Young Bucks against Swerve Strickland and Will Ospreay. Now, there's going to be them fans out there who hate this match, who go, oh, no, the Young Bucks are going to kick out everything, and Ospreay's going to kick out everything, and Swerve's going to do something stupid. And listen, I'm not the biggest Young Bucks fan. I do like Ospreay a lot. I do feel like he doesn't sell as much as he should, and sometimes he does a little bit of everything in a match. Because I remember he made a comment a while ago, oh, hey, WWE does all the same stuff in matches. I mean, that's kind of everybody in wrestling nowadays. You kind of have what you want to do in the ring, and you do that every single match. I mean, that's everywhere. If I go watch an Ospreay match, I know what moves I'm going to see. But back to the match, I think this will be a very good wrestling match if you like these guys' style of wrestling. If you don't like tons of kickouts and spot fests and just sequences and stuff like that, I definitely could see the gripe with this, because Ospreay and Young Bucks especially, they kick out of everything. I mean, you could hit them with a missile and they'd all get up from it. Like it just gets insane after a certain point. I still remember when the Young Bucks took a Canadian Destroyer off the top of a ladder against Penta and Phoenix, and it wasn't even the end of the match. They got like right up. Like stuff like that, I can't lie, irritates me. But I do think it's going to be a good match. Who do I see winning this match? I'm going to go Swerve and Ospreay. I feel like they could win now. There could be some friction between those two where it's like maybe one of the other costs the other one the match, and the Young Bucks sneak and get the win. That's a possibility. But, I mean, I see them probably getting the winner. The Young Bucks don't really need to win unless like I said, there's like a turn or something. But other than that, Young Bucks lose, Swerve and Ospreay win in a very good match. And this could be the best match on the card, depending on what you like. So I don't have a whole lot to say about the Casino Gauntlets. It's kind of just a match that's usually on the card. I don't really have too much to say about it. I don't even think I've ever actually watched a Casino Gauntlet match. Maybe when AEW first started, because pretty much me and QJ will watch the shows, but we don't watch it live. So we'll skim through the stuff, especially if like we're not doing a review video about it on the channel, which if you guys would like to see that, let me know. I'll end up watching the whole show. But usually we just like skim through the stuff we don't really care about. I'm sure most of you do the same. And the Casino Gauntlet's just nothing I really cared about. I know the men's and women's winner gets a title shot, which I think is cool. I'm going to go MJF wins the men's. Women's, I have no idea who wins that. Maybe Chris Statlander or something. But we'll have to see. So this next match I'm really looking forward to. Omega against Okada. Title unification. Winner takes all. Now, I know Okada's had a very lazy run in AEW, and he hasn't really done everything the fans hoped he would do, and he gets lazy during matches. But I do think this is probably going to be, outside of his match with Ospreay, probably his top performance in ring-wise in AEW, because him and Omega have a history. We all know it. Their matches in New Japan were just incredible. I don't know if it's going to top that. It's almost impossible to top that, but I do think these two, even at their advanced ages now, not advanced ages, but you guys know what I mean, they're getting up there in age compared to where they were 8-10 years ago. They're going to put on a show. And again, it wouldn't surprise me if this was match of the night, because these two are just going to go out there and probably get 30 to 40 minutes to put on a show. You know, Tony Khan loves both these guys, especially Omega. And Omega's still a VIP, I believe. So, he gets a lot of say in his matches anyways. I think these two are going to go out there and they're going to kill it. And who do I see winning? Man, that's tough. I mean, I could see the argument for either one, honestly. I could see the argument for either one. I'm going to go Omega wins. Omega just came back. Okada, he hasn't taken a lot of losses, but this could be one of them instances where he does. I think this could be Omega's time to win this. Omega holds all the titles for a little while, like he did before a few years ago, where he held like the TNA world title, the AEW world title, the AAA world title. I think it could be another instance. I don't know if it's going to be as Mercedes Moné bad, but again, who knows? But I definitely suggest everybody check out this match when it eventually gets uploaded on YouTube, or if you watch the show through other sources or whatever you do, definitely check out this match. Even though if you're not a big Omega Okada fan, or if you're not a big AEW fan, definitely check out this match. So 2 more matches left, and this next match has a lot of fans nervous. I've seen the comments online. A lot of fans are nervous about this match, and people at my job are nervous about it, and they do not want to see Mercedes Moné win another championship. She holds all the gold. She holds all the titles. I mean, she has been on a run. And I hear Mercedes Hogan comments, and I see all these comments about she never wants to put anybody over. And listen, that might be true. Tony Khan claims, though, and who knows if he's being truthful or not either, he claims that she has no creative control over what happens. So if you're going to go off what they say, then blame Tony Khan for overbooking her. I don't know. But Toni Storm, Mercedes Moné, AEW World Championship. I can't lie. I'm nervous for this match. I used to love Sasha Banks in WWE. I've seen kind of how a lot of fans have turned on her. I could see some of the arguments about why fans don't really like her. She seems very too overconfident, and she's one of the best in-ring workers. I mean, say what you want to say about Mercedes. She is fantastic in that ring. She is great. But she can be a little bit overconfident, and that rubs a lot of people the wrong way. Toni Storm has been on an incredible run in AEW, especially with her and Mariah May. And this is tough because you can make an argument that Toni Storm should retain. I mean, I think a lot of fans probably want that to happen, Toni Storm retain and continue her reign. But if you're going to have Mercedes Moné win all these titles, why not have her win the AEW women's title? Like, This is a flip of a coin. I don't know who Tony Khan's going to have win this. I really don't. I think this is probably a 50-50 chance. I'm going to predict Mercedes. I mean, I don't even think she's lost a match since she's arrived in AEW. Tony Storm and her are the two biggest women's names in this company. I think this match is going to be fantastic. Both these women are excellent workers. Yeah, I'm going to go Mercedes Moné. That might not be an answer a lot of y'all like to hear. I know there's a Tony Storm side where they do not want to see Mercedes Moné hold another championship. I just don't see her losing this. She don't lose. So I'm going to go Mercedes Moné, and she gets the win and adds to her title belt collection pretty much at this point. So we have the main event, or as Tears likes to say, the main event, or as he always says, Jon Moxley against Adam Hangman Page, Texas Death Match for the AEW World Championship. Now, I'm not the biggest Jon Moxley fan. If you guys watch the channel consistently, you know that about me. I don't like his in-ring work. I think he's very boring. I'm just ready for this Jon Moxley disastrous title run to be over. And Adam Hangman Page, I get a lot of the criticism for him. A lot of people don't like his promos. They just don't like Hangman Page after the CM Punk stuff and all that stuff. I completely understand that too. You're going to have people who don't like either one of them. I like Hangman, not a Moxley fan. There might be some people out there who actually like Moxley. I know there's a lot of Dean Ambrose fans and everything, but I just don't like Moxley. It's ever since he got in AEW. I just think he's boring. So who wins this Texas Death Match? Now, Hangman, to me, would be the perfect person to win this match. But is AEW going to have him win this? Because I've read numerous reports that Darby Allin is the person they want to beat Jon Moxley. Is that who they're going to wait and have beat Moxley? That's in the back of my mind when it comes to prediction, because it's like Hangman makes a ton of sense. He's probably the biggest babyface right now besides Will Ospreay. But do they wait on Darby Allin to come back? He's got done with his climb of Mount Everest, I believe. He's already doing other dumb stunts, which, I mean, you have your opinion of Darby Allin. Listen, he does a lot of dumb shit. That's part of who he is. But do they wait on him to come back and have him be the one to beat Jon Moxley for this world title? And that's tough to decide on, because Hangman Page is over right now. He's probably been booked the best he's been booked since he got in AEW. So that's something you got to take consideration as well. How long does Moxley continue to be champion if he retains? Because Darby, I've heard there might be bringing him back soon, or maybe it's in a few months, or whatever the case. So that's something you got to think about. But I'm going to go Moxley retains. This is his match. I know Hangman's had his, death matches and shit like that, but I just feel like Moxley's going to retain. They're going to wait on Darby to do it. I've heard that numerous times. So that's just going to be how I'm going to look at it. I'm not going to enjoy watching this match. I don't like Texas death matches with Moxley in it, because it's just going to be a bunch of blood and using weapons and no selling, and it's just going to be a typical Jon Moxley main event match. There's going to be tons of interference from Wheeler Yuta and Claudio Castagnoli and Marina Chauffeur. I think that's her name, right? And it's just going to be just another main event. I mean, that's probably the match I'm looking forward to the least on the show, because that's how big of a Jon Moxley just bore fest I get. Like, I just don't like his matches. But I'm going to go Jon Moxley retains and Darby Allin comes back. Maybe he comes back after the match and challenges Moxley. We don't know. But I'm going to go Moxley. Would it surprise me if Hangman wins? No, but I just don't see it happening. So hopefully you guys enjoyed my AEW All-In predictions. Some of them might not have been very popular, but again, I don't watch AEW all the time. Make sure to like and subscribe for more wrestling content. Appreciate the support as always. Peace.